no matter what, it's going to be tough. You get into this sport, there's no money, there's a ton of time that needs to be put in. You can't just go out there and step into the cage with very little training. You're going in there into battle in a cage, locked into a cage with another man who's looking to hurt you. So the amount of time and energy and effort that you have to put into your training, into the gym, into nutrition, into all those new ways of becoming a better athlete, you can't. It's so hard to juggle a life and a job and all that kind of stuff. You have to be 100% fully focused on fighting, and that's what I did. And for a couple of years there, I was just scraping by, but I was 100% fine with that. I was 100% fine with eating microwave meals, and I was 100% fine with just barely able to support myself, and I was okay with living way below my means. I never have been that kind of guy who lives above my means. If I don't have the money in my bank account, I am not spending it. I'm not going to put it on a credit card. I'm not going to spend yesterday or spend tomorrow's money today. I'm never going to put myself in a position where I was going to be financially strapped, because it just wasn't worth it. I know if I ever wanted to get ahead in life, if I ever wanted to be able to be on my own, if I ever wanted to be able to support myself, I was going to need to save. I was going to need to be smart with my money. I was going to need to make the right decisions, to train extremely hard, to win fights. And even though I wasn't going to make much money, I knew the money was going to come eventually. And when the money came, that's when the real test comes. Because it's easy when there's not much money coming in. You can kind of skate by and live a mediocre kind of financial life, and then all of a sudden the money comes. And then when the money comes, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to spend it? Are you going to blow it on silly things? Or are you going to invest it? Are you going to save it? Are you going to put it into things that are going to pay dividends down the road? I've always been the kind of guy who wanted to try to buy houses. So I bought a house in Vegas when I moved out there. I bought a house in San Diego when I moved out there, and I've since sold them both. And then now I've built a house in Nashville. So it's always been kind of one of my things is buying and selling houses and living rent free, and just having a mortgage. But that's kind of my 2 cents on that. But it's a while, and it takes a while. But if you're willing to go through that process and trust in the process and know that your hard work is going to pay off, that's what's going to pay off.